Welcome everybody to the Genesis Mindset. Just wanted to do a little bit of an update today. Things are very quiet, so I'm just going to be taking a look at things as they are at the moment. Things are very low, things are getting lower, but actually this is a buyer's dream, and everyone seems to really have, well, not everyone, but people seem to have the wrong kind of mindset. This is really like the most exciting time where it's the time to buy, but sentiment is incredibly low on Twitter. Everything just seems really dead out there. Even this channel is really like, I'm looking at the analytics. Things are really low. It should be the opposite, but it's not. Always people only get excited when things are going green. So sentiment's extremely low. So why aren't people happy for low prices? It's kind of a mystery actually. And I suppose there's really not much to talk about, but I'm like, well, there is, because things are low, things are good to buy, but it doesn't sell. It doesn't sell. It doesn't get the views. But anyway, it's really good that people still have an interest and are watching. So today, just going to have a look at Pulsechain in general, looking at Pump.tires, the new Pulsechain marketing as well that Decentralized Me has been talking about. That's the most important thing that I want to look at today. Not really going into the Atropa Genesis setup. I didn't really go down that avenue today, so let's get into it. So let me just bring up the screen share. So what's going on, Puffy? Diversify, live, love. Haha, damn it. Live, laugh, love. So yeah, things are quiet. Everything's red. You know, this is a 3-day. So if we go on a weekly, basically, yeah, it's been a red week, right? So when it's a red week, things are quiet. When it's a green week, like the week before, things like Twitter's storming up because people thinking, no, we're going to break out. Everyone's excited. I don't blame people, to be perfectly honest. We've been low for a long time. People are probably getting to the point where, do I really believe that this is going to take off? Do I really believe that it's going to take off? And, you know, from a mind perspective, that's really the way that it is. What we think, we like, the reality matches our mind. And so if we have a true consciousness, though, then the reality really matches our mind. Oh, what happened there? I just pressed the wrong button. Yeah, the reality really matches our mind. So that's why I'm always out here trying to at least put out some positive content, because I do believe things are going to be positive in the future. I do believe in an inevitability of Pulsechain succeeding. I do believe that it's going to succeed within this bull run, but even if it doesn't, I do believe it's going to happen in the future. Now, there's Sonic that just got launched, and I saw Rand Nuna talking about Sonic. Danny Mandelbo, big non-believer in pDAI and Atropa ecosystem, believes or says that it's a DeFi revolution over there, but it's just faster transactions. It's just another blockchain with faster transactions. I don't really get it. Why is that a DeFi revolution? You're just doing things faster and quicker than what they're being done everywhere else. So what? That's not a revolution. Excuse me. So yeah, things are down, things are low. Atropa is still going down. It's getting towards where I feel is going to be the lowest. What really measures all of this is pDAI. So even I'm always looking at this chart. So this is pDAI to die. I still do believe that we're going to go lower. I was talking about 0.005 to 0.008, and we did get there the other day. We got to the 0.00775-ish. I do believe there is a potential that it can get lower. I do. I saw some tweets about things taking off mid-March. So if that's the case, then for me, there's a pretty strong probability that it's going to keep dropping lower. That's what I feel. And if you're an accumulator, that's brilliant. I'm in a position now where I have tokens in other cryptocurrencies that I'm like, I'm not sure about those other tokens, but I want to stay diversified. I don't want to be all in on Pulsechain, because even though I believe in it, it's it's not good to be all in. I don't know what's going to happen in these other cryptos that I'm in. They might end up outperforming pDAI, so it would be foolish to go all in on just one thing. But I really do believe in this pDAI narrative. I really do believe that it's one of the best narratives in all of crypto. So I think that this is really a possibility. I think if it does get to the 0.5 cent, it's not going to stay there long at all. But I'm using this as a measure for Atropa. So even if you look at, say, where was it? Teddy Bear. So if we're looking at Teddy Bear now, Teddy Bear is maybe a little bit different. So this is Teddy Bear to Pulse. It's kind of a little bit different simply because it has so much mainstream interest. But I still think if pDAI does get a little bit lower, then Teddy Bear is probably going to get a little bit lower. The difference is that this is not heading lower. It's just getting chewed up. It's getting chewed up by the buyers because there's so many holders in Teddy Bear. So, but I mean, if you look at this trend, again, until I see this trend break, then it's worry time. But I'm not seeing this trend break. I'm seeing this trend hold. I'm seeing it respect the trend. I'm seeing everything in crypto all the way down. And so I'm not even in the slightest bit concerned. One thing that I did want to show here, I did bring up this chart. So, so this is others. So basically this is like things that are not Bitcoin. So it's others, everything that's not Bitcoin essentially. So I drew this I noticed this a few weeks ago or a couple of weeks ago now. And I first drew it at this point here. I'm saying, oh, look, and I've replicated this here, that we could be at this point. The more potential likely is this scenario where it's like a double bottom. So this was December to August. So that was, 3 months? This is, sorry, not 3 months, like 3/4 of a year. So yeah, December to August the next year. So 3/4 of a year. So 9 months. And then this is June to February. So it's a very similar scenario, 3/4 of a year. So if we zoom in here, it is looking like a potential reversal on the weekly, but yeah, we're going to need more data, put it that way. But this is a sign of optimism for me. It could go lower, but it also looks like it's bounced pretty heavily off these lines. So I just wanted to share that I mean, I don't think the market is dead. I think there's just too many things. I think everybody's really waiting to see what Trump's next moves are. Trump has come in and the market really priced it in before he even became the president. And then once he was a president, he took his action. He was taking action. He was doing the things that he was going to say that he was going to do. And this is very bullish. But obviously now there's this process where, yeah, okay, he says what he's going to do. Then there's a process of actually it unfolding. So what are his actions saying? Well, his actions are continuously buying Ethereum. So for me, I have no concerns whatsoever about crypto. None. Not at the moment. There's no cause for concern, but the sentiment is incredibly low. So what are the other coins? Breath, can you share with us what are picks outside of Pulsechain? Bitmobic. So Bitmobic, so when I first set up my portfolio, I had a sector that I wanted to do basically the way that I wanted to set up my portfolio was 1/3 in Bitcoin, 1/3 in like blue chips, like Ethereum. Sorry, 1/3 in blue chips, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, like the actual blockchain tokens. 1/3 in the Richard Heart ecosystem and 1/3 in metaverse and AI. The way that it's eventuated is I've ended up putting most of my disposable capital into Pulsechain because just had the best prices, right? Everything was always just continuously getting lower, whereas everything else on the other side was generally going higher. But I can see the value of being diversified across different things. If one is up, then at least your portfolio is looking okay. But if everything is down, it can play with your mind. It hasn't particularly played with my mind, to be perfectly honest, but I'm saying that's something that can actually happen. So Bitmobic, which is a fork of Bitcoin, Now that's launched on LBank. That's something that I've been looking at. Well, that's something that I've held since it was launched. And then I also have some metaverse and AI tokens. So not a lot of metaverse and AI tokens, to be perfectly honest. But I do believe in the long term I believe AI, like we're in the AI revolution, so it's good to pay attention to that. And the metaverse is basically like the pinnacle of where AI meets crypto meets like all these technologies converge into the metaverse. So I want to keep my mind in tune with the metaverse. So yeah, really nothing, to be honest. I did like this though. I've looked again at this. I mean, I just chucked up a random indicator on here. I'm just messing around, but it's a pretty good indicator. It's a pretty good indicator. This AD indicator after death is pretty good. It's pretty good at picking these tops on down and pDAI. Down and Atropa. It's really pretty good. So, but yeah, indicators are indicators. So for me, lower still, but if it's going to get to 0.5%, I'm not too sure. That's extremely optimistic. I think 0.5%. I'm thinking probably more like 6, or it could just be this. It could have been this, the 0.0075. So we are starting to see more of that inverse relationship return. So this is the charts inverted with DAI, and so just as a really as an Atropa style token to show the inverse relationship between Pump.tires tokens, or the Richard Heart Pump.tires tokens. It hasn't been as strong as what it was at the start, but it's still kind of there. It's still kind of there. So obviously, yeah, the first of February, it's still there, right? So this on the daily, this on the daily. Obviously now this is broken. Like the candles aren't like the exaggerated movements of the candles are different. But yeah, for me, I felt like this was too easy. I felt like this was too easy where, oh, here's the bottom, and then we're just going to slowly go up, and then we're going to go up a little bit more, and then we're going to go up a lot. And now it started to reverse. So it's kind of like, it just seemed too easy to me. I was mentioning this on the stream maybe 2 or 3 days ago. It didn't seem like it was ready to take off yet. I could be completely wrong. But if this was going to take off, I feel like it would be more just like, I feel like you're going to get something like this first, where everyone's just going to start shitting themselves, and then it's going to send. And it's going to send where it's going to leave you right behind. So you're going to freak out. You're going to sell thinking it's dead, and then it's just going to send. It's not going to be like, oh, ever so slowly. Look, we're getting ready to take off. Who wants to come on board now? Nah, I don't think so. That's just my personal opinion. That's the way that it looks to me. I could be completely wrong. It could be getting ready to break all-time highs, but it looks more like it's not breaking these local highs. So that's just me. So that's how I feel with all of these particular tokens. They were kind of like primed to get you to go. But, if you have a look at something like Pump, or, well, Trump is a little bit different. But Pump and Trump are kind of similar, I guess, in that sense, where they have broken these kind of lows. So you can see clearly there's like this sort of line here where it did break through, whereas with most, it didn't. So yeah, there we go. So Mars has been in retrograde since December 6th. It ends in 2 days. This weekend could be the bottom. So Pump next week. Puffy, could be. Honestly, I feel like it's going to be more. We just have to see. But I feel like it's probably going to be more like end of March, start of April. But we really have to see what's going to happen in the wider crypto market. So that's my gut feel, but I could be completely way off there. It could be tomorrow. It could be, like you say, in a couple of days' time. So what's going on, Cookie? Oh, this weekend. See, I don't know if it's going to happen this weekend. I don't think it's. I mean, it could. It really could. I just think it's going to get drawn out. I just think it's the reason why I'm saying like mid-March, end of April is because that's when it kind of hits this trend line. So, but let's see. Let's see. So it could be start of March. So let's really have a look. So what's going on, Clintrons? Yes, that's the spirit, my man. Good on you, Clintrons. I'll take the 0.005 as well. So yeah, I would also take it as well. So I think it's just, yeah, this is the position where I'm in. Do I sell some of those other cryptos if I believe in the $1 narrative? I mean, it's hard to go. If it goes to 0.005, that's like 200x to a dollar. That's hard to say no to. That's very hard to say no to. I don't know if the other things that I'm in are going to do a 200x, whereas this has this certainty bias where it's like, okay, we've got this target, we're going to head to that target. Whether it gets there is a different story, but it has a narrative that's going to potentially deliver it there. So what's going on, BP Crypto? You're a bit surprised by something there, sir. Yes, Richard. Yeah, honestly, bro, that's how I feel. And yeah, I mean, like, you know, again, I obviously having a YouTube channel, the content and the ads, that's my source of income. That's where I put stuff into crypto. That's why it's like, even though tonight it's like, well, there's not really much to talk about, but I guess I can go and put some positive energy out there. But I'm literally just repeating the same things from the other day. It feels kind of like a bit of a waste of time, but I guess people like that voice of reason as well. Whereas you look at someone like Somi, I can also see that he repeats himself continuously, but it seems like that's his stream of income as well. And he'll be making, like, in one video what I make in a month. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad, YouTube, if you're consistent enough. But I've watched my statistics on my channel. Like the growth of my channel stagnated, the views have stagnated. It's like people, when things are red, people don't watch. When things are green, that's when everything starts to go up. So it could reach at middle March and will line up with Blood Moon. So when's a Blood Moon, Breath? Middle March. Yeah, see, middle March, mid March to mid April is kind of where I'm thinking some kind of takeoff would be coming from. So I had 1 million pDAI, but since I didn't believe it, I sold half of it for some obscure token. Now I have a sizable bag again. Fingers crossed. Hexist. You mean you had 1 million pDAI, you sold that, and now you've got a random token, and then you sold some of that random token back into the pDAI, or you have this random token, this obscure token, which you have a big bag in. D5Z, thanks, man. And I'm here for you guys too. That's why I'm doing this. It's like, honestly, I was watching Curb Your Enthusiasm. I was watching Curb Your Enthusiasm, but I thought, nah, I should do some streaming. I should do some streaming and like put some positive energy out there, because I do fundamentally believe in the concept of the mind and how the mind attracts. You know, it's so clear. It's so clear to me. It's like it's now becoming like it's a scientific principle about we attract what we have in our mind. I even have I don't want to say too much, because I mean, I think it's okay, but I won't say too much. But, you know, when people come to meditate with me and they have like a particular issue, that this meditation method is all about discarding the false self. And by discarding the false self, that it's just the truth. Only the truth remains. So it's just the universe, which is your true self. When you discard your false self, which is a mind of illusions and pictures, then only the true self remains. So everything that's being generated in my mind is coming from that picture world. And so when I meditate and try to guide people, whatever mind that they have, whatever issues that they have in life, is because of their mind. So they can't actually recognize that. They think it's something that's happening out there, or the world. There's a problem in the world, and this is happening because of something in the world, but it's actually happening because of their mind, because they have it in their mind they are attracting that reality into their life, and they keep living those same patterns again and again and again. And it's so obvious. It's so obvious now that it's become like a scientific principle. And even like, like synchronicity. Carl Jung was like the first one to pencil this term, synchronicity. And it was like this mystical thing, like, oh, synchronicity, this thing where people have these meaningful coincidences where there is this self and they have a meaningful coincidence and they connect it with this meaning in their life. But the consciousness of that time and the consciousness of Carl Jung is there's still a self. A self remains. This is the problem. Synchronicities is actually the way that we should be living, but it seems so extraordinary and like this is so profound. Like these things are happening and it's like a coincidence and it's an amazing thing because it's rare, and so it makes it like something that's out of the ordinary. But in actuality, living with synchronicities is living in alignment with the universe. It's living with nature's flow. That's actually how we should be living. When the false self doesn't exist, only the truth remains. And when only the truth remains, then you yourself become the flow of the universe. You become the water. You become the energy of the universe. So living like that is actually the natural state. But it seems profound, but it's actually not profound. It's the normal way of living. So yeah, it's it's a little frustrating at times when these things are so obvious. And so that's why when I look at these things, I really want to put that positive energy out into the world, because I see people suffering at these low prices. But I'm just like, bros, I envy you guys. I'm literally a full-time volunteer, and I feel like I'm blessed beyond blessed. I feel like I have all the money that I need. I don't have a want for anything. But when I was working 3 jobs, when I was running my architecture business, I was working on the wharf as well as a casual job, and I had like I was doing something. I can't remember what the other job was. Maybe it was trading or something like this, right? Like 90% of what I was earning was going into crypto, and I envy my friends who are in that situation. I shouldn't because I'm blessed, and that's not the way that we should live. Maybe envy is the wrong word, but I'm really like, this is it, boys. And I'm so glad that my boys who actually follow and listen to what I'm saying are the ones who are listening. I believe that they're going to be extremely financially rewarded. Some of my other friends that don't listen, they think I'm a crackpot. They think I've got my head up my ass. There's nothing I can do. The results will end up doing the talking. Maybe I do. Maybe I'm completely wrong. But for me, if I had my 3 jobs like I did, well, that was 3 years ago, I'd be absolutely scooping the shit out of this pDAI right now. I would be just like, oh my God, what a golden opportunity. What a golden opportunity. Because once it gets past 1 cent, I think it's like, I mean, look, it's kind of bouncing. I mean, this is TA. This is TA. I say I'm not a TA guy, but this is like TA 101. Maybe it's going to come back here and then it will come down here. Maybe it'll do something like this and then maybe bounce off or go through and then, oh, here we go. And then it will go up here. And then it will go to like 8 to 12 cents. I mean, if it continues to follow the same kind of patterns, there's a lot of reasons why I think it's going to get to the 0.5%. A lot of reasons, a lot of TA reasons. There's a lot of TA reasons which support this. So, boy, I'd love to just be accumulating. I'd love to be accumulating in the same way that I was accumulating crypto in the last bull market. But hey, it is what it is. And the hard work that I'm putting in here is still paying off. So there's no envy, but it's kind of sad that people are so upset. It's sad to me. Not sad like, oh, you guys are pathetic, but sad like, I don't want you to feel that way, because this is actually the golden opportunity. If you believed, if you were all over Twitter boasting about pDAI and pDAI is going to $1 and Atropa is going to go to $7.50 when pDAI was 3.5 cents, your tune should not be changing when the price is down here. Your mind should be exactly the same, but it's not. Why? Because we get carried away with the emotion of the chart. We get carried away with the euphoria of the moment, and we really lose ourselves. Having the emotional mastery, man, like all the GOATs have the emotional mastery. I'm not saying that I have the complete emotional mastery, but yeah. And then also, like I said, the emotional mastery is one part of it, but the other bigger part of it for me is really this idea of manifesting the reality that it's actually going to happen and it's actually going to get to $1. If enough people believe, really, even from a not a metaphysical perspective, not a metaphysical energetic perspective of faith and or delusional faith, even from a literal materialistic perspective, if enough people believe that it's going to get to $1, then they're going to represent, they're like burnt liquidity. They're representing a percentage of holders that are never going to sell until it gets to that dollar. So even from a physical materialistic perspective, having that mindset is the winner's mindset. That's the thing. Even from a metaphysical material perspective, that those people that believe that will also support, they'll also create, they're the burnt liquidity. They'll also create a bottom where those percentage of people are just never going to sell. So even from a physical material perspective, it's still the winning mindset. So, you know, boy, what an opportunity. So lunar solar eclipse or lunar eclipse 14th of March, normally a bear signal, 13th, 14th, 15th. Can you look at PTGC chart? Do you think the top is in? You know what, Breath? I won't look up the PTGC chart, but I will say I don't think it's a top. I don't think it's a top. I like, you know what? Hang on, just give me 1 second. I'm just going to, because I got to make sure. Because I do have my PTGC chart, but I've got it hidden with some of my, I don't want to give away all my alpha. So just give me un momento. And then let's bring up PTGC. Oh, shit. I pressed the wrong one. Oh, it's all right. All right, while this loads up. Nice, Sexist. Good on you, man. So are you up then? If you had 1 million before, do you have more than 1 million now? Because if you do, congratulations. So, you know, the hardest thing about PTGC, Breath, it's ridiculous. There's never, so yeah, you can look at it like this, or you can look at it log. I was always, boy. This is me. This is me. This is G'd Existence Steven. So even G'd Existence Steven, when I was a maxi, and I was like, no, I don't want to part with my precious Pulsechain. What a fucking loser. What a loser. What a loser. What a gigantic Jeep mistake. And I bought it. I might have bought it here, and I was like, no, I can't handle it. I can't handle it. I don't want to lose any of my Pulsechain. It's been too long waiting. Oh shit! What's that? What are those numbers? That's like 1,000. Is that that's more than 1,000? Is that more than 1,000? Fuck. Man, I still can't believe it. I laugh about this with my friend all the time. So, gee whiz. So what's that? So where it is now? So that's a 700x. So yeah, that's a 1,000x. That's No, it's not. Hang on a minute. So there's a 100x is a 2x. So if you add another 0, that's a 30x. Add another 0, so that's 200. Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's a 1,000x. Yeah. So yeah. So PTGC is one of those things where honestly, it just, now that people really realize what it is, and now that like the liquidity webs and the bot, like it's got buy and burn. So with all the different liquidity pools, as long as there's movement in those liquidity pools, it's pumping PTGC. So even if something is going down, it's, well, I shouldn't say pumping, but it's creating movement in PTGC, which is buy and burn. So this doesn't mean, just for the record, just FYI, I honestly don't believe, and I hope people don't hate me for this, I don't believe that the design of PTGC means it's not going to have a bear market. It's still a linear system. Even though it has a liquidity web, it's still an up and down token. Yes, there's all these things. In an ideal world, it's not going to have a bear market because people who bought it are just going to hold it and they're just going to live off the yield in an ideal world. But even in that world, if they're just going to sell down the yield, they're still going to need new buyers in the bear market. But the way that the liquidity web works changes that kind of dynamic. But it's still going to have a savage drop at the end of the bull market. It's still going to have like a 90-95% drop, in my opinion. The only thing which can possibly divert or overcome the bear market is the Atropa ecosystem, because it's an ecosystem. No individual token is going to be able to surpass the bear market, but the ecosystem itself might very well do that. And I've presented that case in many different ways, and I've shared those videos. And holy shit, like those videos should be like, 10,000 views. Like, wow, this thing that could possibly be a bear market hedge. And I saw, what's his name? Crypto Tantanomi. What's his name? Dipcatcher. And he was a fair point. He said the Hex, everybody said Hex was going to be a bear market hedge. Fair point. Very fair point. But without actually even looking at the information that I'm presenting, how can you possibly deny without even looking at the information that I'm presenting? So if Atropa goes down, if Atropa dumps, then guess what's going to pump? Down is going to pump just by virtue of the bonding nature of those two tokens. In the same way that if a meme token dumps in an Ethereum pool, then the Ethereum is going to pump. But obviously the weighting is different because it's literally just two tokens together. Whereas with the meme coin and Ethereum, the Ethereum is not going to pump because it's connected with all these other tokens as well. So it's very different. It's like, wow, how could you not be excited about that? But anyway, okay, so PTGC, look, honestly, breath. PTGC, great. Is it a dip worth buying? Yeah, it is. I just like, once people have started to work this out, so this has been going on now for August, September, October, November, December, January, 6 months, half a year. And we've had all of 50, well, that was 40%. Here was 60%. Like this was your dip here. Look at that dip get eaten up. Look at that get eaten up. Was that the Richard Hart Interpol FUD? I think it was. So what are we on here? 30, 40, yeah, another 40% dip. So this is the same kind of dip as this. So this is on logarithm. Oh no, hang on. I was looking at it from here. So are we going to get like this kind of 80% dip? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. But yeah, if you look at it on linear, it tells a different story again. If you look at it on linear, it's like, okay, sweet. We've got a pretty decent dip. The way that I always play this is just buy in stages. If you think it's going to keep getting lower, then just buy a little bit and wait for it to get lower. But then at the same time, if it takes off, then you're kind of screwed. And if it breaks these levels, if it does something like this, where it just starts to go up and like this, then it goes off, then you've missed it, right? And you only bought a little bit here. If you're hoping for it to get down to here, yeah, there's a possibility that it can get down to there. No problem. Well, I mean, not no problem, because there always is a problem with these things, but there certainly is a possibility that it can. It could go lower. But if it was me, if I was buying PTGC, I'd just buy some here, and then I'd wait a little bit. I'd wait a few days, see where it's going. If it goes down some more, I'll buy some more. I'll buy some more down here. If it goes down again, then I'll go in with the rest. That's what I would do. That's just me. So yeah, but then it could go even lower. I don't see PTGC getting that, like doing a 90% dip. I don't see it. I could be completely wrong, but I don't see it. That's just my feel towards PTGC. So could be completely wrong. So do I think the PTGC top is in? No. Do I think the local top is in? Potentially yes. But by local top, in terms of PTGC, the local tops, this is it. This is the local tops. I mean, if we discount the Interpol FUD, 40%, 40 to 45% drops are like that's your PTGC drop. So that could be the local bottom as well. So yeah, just I suppose just keep that in mind, I suppose. So bro, it's ridiculous. It's so good. And when they do the stare downs, okay. It's so ridiculous. Larry David. Missing some likes. Thanks, Hexist. WBTC and TB can outperform pDAI due to low supply. Live, laugh, love? Yes. I think a lot of these things can potentially outperform pDAI. PTGC could very well be one of those things that's going to outperform pDAI. The difference is pDAI has a clear target. That's what makes it so beautiful. The narrative is so simple. $1. Let's get to the $1. With the P maker, there's a potential for it to peg. So it's very, very different. So for me, I think sometimes people are looking for like, what's the thing that's going to get me the maximum amount of X's? You can never know. So the best thing to do is just spread it across a few different things. That's what I would do. So my thoughts create my futures. Law of vibration equals law of attraction. Red Bull, what's going on, brother? It's been a while since I've heard from you, man. So exactly, my thoughts create my future. Law of vibration, law of attraction. So yeah, but I think the difference between also what I'm talking about is, I don't have the book on my phone, but when it's done from the perspective of truth, then your ability to attract, when you have a sincere mind, a truthful mind, and you're doing it for the truth, your ability to attract is like, it's just way higher. It's way higher. You can, from within your picture mind, from within your false self, from within your illusionary mind world, you can still like connect to the law of attraction, but it doesn't work all the time because we have to push past our false ego, and our ego actually has to like mirror the qualities of the true mind. But instead, let's get rid of that ego, and then all that remains is just the true mind. And then, of course, the law of attraction is like every single goddamn day. I shouldn't say goddamn, but every single day, like to the point where, really to the like. I won't be leaving YouTube for a long time. These are the core messages of my YouTube channel, and I just can't wait to the future that's unfolding. I'm so like dopamine depleted because the weeks that I've had, the profoundness of the weeks that I've had is just so much that my brain is just like completely depleted at the moment. So it's too profound, the future. So goal is to return to the authentic self. Exactly, Ram. What's going on, brother? The true self. So Moo, JC, what's going on, brother? I don't doubt pDAI to $1. I just doubt what the best gains will be for other tokens. If pDAI hits $1, surely Hex will surpass this. Yeah, I think Hex will surpass the dollar. But then don't forget, this is the thing, Puffy. This is the thing that a lot of people forget. If pDAI hits $1 and it stabilizes at $1, and you don't sell it because your play in the bear market is to go into a stable asset, generally, you don't pay any tax on that. So yeah, Hex might do better and you might outpace it, but then you got to sell it, and then you got to pay what, 50%? Well, maybe if you're in USA, it's different now, I suppose. So you just have to consider this where tax is an actual thing. But taking tax out of the equation for pDAI is massive, a massively overlooked perspective, in my opinion. So, yeah, the PTGC. Yeah, what a noob, bro. What a noob. So, but I had to go through it. So it's just one of those things. And I could look back, and obviously I do. I look back with regret. I mean, look at that. That's absolute insanity. Like, I literally just didn't have the mindset. I think I literally would have just, I would have bought it here and it would have went down. I was like, nah. And I think I even sold it at a loss, to be perfectly honest with you. Or maybe it wasn't there. Maybe it was here and it dropped, or I don't know. Something along these lines, man. I was somewhere around here. I was just too precious about my Pulsechain. So maintaining the flexibility of mind, that's the lesson. Don't be so upheld. Don't be so tight with whatever you hold. Like, if it's not working, then pivot. So if you really do believe that pDAI is not working, then don't let me change your mind. If you have that conviction, you're like, you know what, pDAI is a bunch of bullshit. It's going to die. It's the most craziest narrative. Then pivot. But base it on the truth of your being, not on how you're feeling in that moment because the chart is down. So I agree. pDAI to $1 is a fuel that gets hex pumping afterwards. I agree. I absolutely agree. So remember back when Terra Luna collapsed on a lunar eclipse. Oh. Is that so? Wow. I'll tell you what. So this is inverted. I'll put it back. So I've got my little trusty pDAI. I'll tell you what. So 12th of March, halfway through. I'll tell you what. Oh, I'll tell you what. Look at that. That would just be like, you know what my dream scenario would be like, burp, and then away we go. Oh, it probably wouldn't be it. It wouldn't be that. It'd probably be more like something like this, and then maybe down like this, and then a bounce, and then like, oh, and then burp, and then away we go. So the 12th, 13th, 14th, maybe that's where we get that. That could be the dream come true. That could be the real dream come true. So when pDAI peaks, the majority of us will pump the core coins or rotate into farms. Yeah, Red Bull. We also got to take into account, bro, the tax. I'm not saying discount that, but we also got to take into account that tax. And we also have to watch. We have to be extra vigilant because I honestly believe that the market makers are going to want us to believe that the show is still going to keep going. And what does that mean? We're going to greedily chase things and they're just going to be dumping on us and they're going to be taking all the liquidity and then just securing it all in the blockchain. So I'm not saying don't chase those things, but I would say, like, just don't get greedy. That's all I'll say. Because I remember as well when, what was a BlockFi? And I borrowed against my Ethereum and my Bitcoin, and I borrowed against it. And in my mind, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get a 2x. I'm going to double it, and then I'm going to take my initial out, and then I'm sitting on free money. By the time I ended up going through this decision to put it in BlockFi, it was already way close to the end of the bull market. So those are the little things that are going to screw us over, because you're going to be sitting on maybe a month or two of like, my portfolio just went up 20x, 30x, 40x, 50x. So your mind is going to go, oh, pDAI's just pegged. This show is going to keep going. The party's going to keep going. You know what? I'm going to borrow against my pDAI, and then I'm just going to get a 2x, and then I'll take it out and I've got free money. But that's the end of the road. That's when the game is starting to end. And like those little easy, like somebody's spoken about this as well, where people round trip because they're waiting for that 7 figures and they might get up to like, 900 or 800,000 or whatever. And then they round trip because they're like, you know what, I'm going to sell when it hits that 7 figures. But there's like the market is like it's an organism. It's a living organism that represents the totality of humanity. And so there's this percentage of people that exist below that state that if they were to get into that state, it changes the whole dynamics of the market. So they need to like stay in their place in a way. Otherwise, the market just doesn't work anymore. So yeah, look, you do you, bro. But if I was going to do that, I would literally just go, you know what? Once I get a 20%, a plus 20%, or a plus 40%, then I'm taking out all of my initials, and whatever's left, I'll let that ride. But I'm not going to be the biggest mistake that I made. One of the biggest mistakes was like, I'll wait for a double and then I'll take it out, and that really was like one of the most stressful experiences of the last bull market. So screw you, BlockFi. Well, screw me for doing that stupidity. So the brave believers will be rewarded. Yeah, they will, but just be careful, because the greed is going to get you, and the market makers know about our greed. They know that we're irrational with greed. So please just, you guys do you. I'm only going to show my process as I go through it. So do I think PTGC can get to 10 cents? You know what, bro? I don't do like price predictions like that. Honestly, I wouldn't. Where's 10 cents there? Oh, geez. I mean, yeah, why not? Whoa, fuck, no, that's some big numbers. But why not? What's the it'll depend on the market cap. So what's that? 101,1395. Let's have a look at the market cap. 259k market cap at the minute. So what's 10 cents? Ugh. What was it? 1 something. Yeah. That's heading towards like the 30 bill market cap. It's extremely optimistic. It's extremely optimistic, but it's, for me, it's not outside the realms of possibility. No, it's not outside. I mean, it basically would have to be like Pulsechain is flipping Solana, and then PTGC remains as one of the number one meme coins on Pulsechain. So it's not outside the realms of possibility, like a 30 billion market cap. It is pretty much like this plus Teddy Bear are the two primary meme coins. So yeah, I don't see it outside the realms of possibility if all the pieces of the puzzle line up. So what's going on, Rez? PTGC is definitely a beautiful chart. I got a PWrap Bitcoin and pDAI V2 pool staked till June. Should I be worried about impermanent loss or just pull it now? Staked till June. How did you stake it till June, Brandon? When you put it in V2 liquidity, there is no staking, so I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about that. I wouldn't. If it was me, I wouldn't be worried about impermanent loss. No. It's weighing it all up. pDAI at $1 may not get the gains of Hex, but being stable and having possible stake opportunities would be huge, and not paying tax would also be huge. You lose so much in tax, man. What's going on, Matt? Did you see you are on the Interpol website? What? For calling the pDAI bottom. Not yet, bro. Not yet. pDAI bottom when we get to 0.5%. Too many people expect the blood moon crash, though it could be one final capitulation event. Greed. Okay. Greed is the enemy, but this is actually a great comment. When too many people think it, then it's probably not going to happen. So great comment. So, yep, let's move on to the next section. So, yeah, for me, just FYI, Pump.tires, final conclusion. It just felt too easy, and I feel like, yeah, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing maybe it's going to range in here for a little bit of time. Could be wrong, but let's see. All right, let's finish up on this. So, Pulsechain marketing update. So this was from a few days ago, and now we've got an update just like an hour or two ago. So Decentralized Me, as we know, has put together a team to put marketing out to Pulsechain. So shilling. So I've completed feedback. The content is being created. So influencer marketing. I've received a list of 33 mid-tier influencers, their pricing and expected engagement, currently choosing with the team. So decentralize me. Pulsechain sucks. You should definitely pay me to promote it because Pulsechain sucks. Social media marketing. Plan for this month. The plan for this month is agreed. Banners and taglines have been created. The banners are below. Interesting. Ad campaigns, content being created. I need to load the account with this month's budget, which is 8,000. 8,000 will move from the marketing wallet today. I love this. PWrap, Bitcoin, pDAI. Oh, the maxis will be like, oh, they'll be turning in their grave. It should only be Pulsechain and Hex. What is the Pulsechain? What is Pulsechain? What is the Pulsechain? Gosh, it sounds like a... I didn't even give this a like. Oh, look at that. 33. 111. What is Pulsechain? Here's what you need to know. Pulsechain's deflationary supply model, the numbers that matter. A stable coin that could make history. Can I just want to look a little bit closer at these. They actually look really, really neat. What's Pulsechain's block time? Yeah, I don't really see people caring about this sort of stuff, particularly because there's things that are faster than us. pDAI stablecoin that could make a crypto history, yes, but there probably needs to be some sort of accompanying image with that, just in my opinion. So Ethereum users are moving to Pulsechain. Here's why. That's a good one. Pulsechain's adoption curve. Where are we? That's interesting too. Why Pulsechain feels like Ethereum. That's a good one. 1 year from now, you wish you got it today. That's also good. PWrap Bitcoin, the Bitcoin opportunity you didn't see coming. That's really good. Have the clocks been turned back on? That's really good. Pulsechain's secret weapon, the power of a full state fork. That's not too bad. This is also not too bad. Really, this is the weakest one here, the block time. Good job. I like it. Really neat. Really, like, it's gorgeous. They're all gorgeous, to be perfectly honest. So I love it. It's just gorgeous. All right. Now, this is the first piece of Pulsechain marketing is live. So the shilling campaign is underway. So automated messages on Telegram groups and X posts have started today. 3,000 comments will be posted within the next 2 weeks. X marketing goes live on Monday. Follow Pulse 369. Wow, Pulsechain 369. So everybody should definitely follow Pulsechain 369. The wheels are in motion. So this was literally 3 hours ago, 2.5 hours ago. Let's have a look. So basically, the shilling campaign is underway. Automated messages on Telegram groups and X posts. Ah, I see. Automated messages. So there must be like some kind of bots or something. Is there still real money to be made in crypto? It feels like everything is already pumped. So if there's these kinds of messages, so basically just putting into people's mind, that's because you haven't checked Pulsechain. And top meme coins are trading at a discount before they hit ETH parity. Early buyers are locking in gains. Everyone talks about getting in early, but where's the next big move? I do apologize. I should have had my antihistamine before this stream. I can't believe this microphone does this to me now. Everyone talks about getting in early, but where's the next big move? Right now, it's Pulsechain, pDAI, PWrap Bitcoin, all trading way below ETH prices. When they hit parity, early buyers print. Okay, I don't mind that. Crypto is so volatile. It's hard to find a safe play with guaranteed upside. That's why people are stacking pDAI and Pulsechain. It's under $1 but about to repeg. Buying now means free money. That's a really good one. I think you could definitely expand it beyond pDAI, but I suppose it's good to maybe keep the message unified to just one thing, make it simple. But I don't actually really see people mention these types of things. Like everyone's just a degenerate thug that just wants a 10,000x. So I missed Bitcoin and ETH early. Is there anything left with real potential? I don't really see people asking these kinds of questions. So Pulsechain is still early. Richard Hart took Hex 10,000X and Pulsechain is next. This is the entry people dream of. Where's the best place to find undervalued tokens now? Yeah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I need to play with big upside and low risk. What's the move? pDAI and Pulsechain. It's under $1, but we'll peg back soon. That's an easy profit. That's really good. He's also got that highlighted just below. That's actually really good. So that particular one. I suppose it's going to pique people's curiosity. And with marketing, you have to see the same thing again and again and again in order for you to trust it. So every time I jump into a project, it's already pumped. Where should I look? Pulsechain's most don't realize top assets are still cheap here. Smart money is stacking before the rest catch on. Yeah. I mean, it's really just about getting the same message out again and again. A lot of it's, you're competing against the same voices that are talking about the same thing. Everybody says that their thing is still cheap. It's at an all-time high, and they're saying, oh, it's still cheap. Smart money's buying. Everybody says that about their crypto. Everybody, without exception. So, yeah, these things are just great. I think it's cool that they keep mentioning like Pulsechain, PWrap Bitcoin, pDAI, because you want to get people familiarized with those tickers so that anyone that's curious can kind of look into it more. So yeah, I don't think many people are saying this. The ETH gas fees are killing me, but who knows? Meme coins print money, but they're always overpriced when I find them. So not on Pulsechain. That's not bad. That's not bad. Where's the best place to buy crypto before it moons? Right now it's Pulsechain. Every token is undervalued. So this is all on Twitter or Telegram. Is there still real money to be made in crypto? Feels like everything's already pumped. So yeah. All right. Where's the best place? Okay, so it's kind of the same now. I want to make money in crypto, but yeah, okay, so it's the same. pDAI and Pulsechain is the easiest money in crypto. Trading under $1, but about to repeg. Free gains. I like this, but yeah, short and sharp, but also maybe needs just a little bit more expansion about why and how without going into details. People don't want details. People don't care about details. They just want that is a thing that I'm going to throw money at like a degenerate going to be a 10,000x tomorrow. That's all they care about. Can't believe you can buy a Bitcoin this cheap. That's a good one. That's not a bad one. This is also not bad. The power of a lot of this is also going to come into play where like the compounding effect of this, if let's say pDAI becomes $1 in a few months' time or whatever, right? By the end of the year, the power of this to open up people's imaginations for all the other PRC20s is very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. So I'm excited. I mean, for me, this is all just like everything is lining up. The wheels are in motion. Everything is lining up. So even though, okay, yeah, prices are down, everyone's feeling a bit sad, the sentiment is low, everything's lining up. Like everything just looks fantastic. It looks like it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good to me. So I could be way off. I could be completely wrong, but for me, it looks pretty good. So pretty good. And you know what? Let's do this. 19th of September. We're going to do another Hex all-time high. I might leave it at that. I'll go through these comments. Whoa, lots of comments. Okay, so what's going on, Grant? Thanks, brother. When BFF holds above 8K, again, we move. Yeah, BFF is really struggling below the 8K at the minute. Well, not struggling, but yeah, it's below the 8K. So most ties in with crime season. Richard Hart haters and lovers will be bidding that one up. Yeah, and look, if this whole SEC thing gets cleared, I mean, I think most is going to pump. But you can ESS like Hex, I'm pretty sure. I think you can as well with PTGC. Yes. But again, not everybody's going to do this. This is the problem. When it's a token where you got 2.5 million in liquidity and 259 million market cap, it pretty much requires every single player to be doing that for it to keep going up and to the right. It's only going to take like a few big sellers to really, just like Hex. It's the same thing. So yeah, sure, no problem, Brandon. Yeah, so I don't think, I mean, if you believe in the parity, if you believe in pDAI going to $1 and PWrap Bitcoin hitting the Bitcoin price, then it's potentially a really good play. So Pulsechain day 666 is on the 3rd of or March the 9th. Interesting. Very interesting. So Stephen, Dumb Money refuses to tell people who the dev is. Ask in the Telegram and find out for yourself. I heard somewhere about who the dev was. I can't remember. I mean, I saw it in Sonny's pub. Who the dev was. And I remember reading it going, oh yeah, that's a good person, but I can't remember who it was. So, but yeah, like be careful of everything. So just a bunch of snarky comments and no answers from the two admins. Okay, yeah, I mean, I guess be careful. Dumb was on a bit of a dip, I'm pretty sure. I think Dumb was on like a 40% dip. Oh, 45% dip. There we go. So yeah, maybe you wait to like an 80% dip, 80 to 90% dip. So wow. Oh no, that's yeah, okay. What do we got here? Well, all right. Yeah, so you got a 50% dip. That's on the US dollar. So that could be. It looks like it wants to go lower. It definitely looks like it wants to go lower. Looks like it wants to go down to here. That's what it looks like to me. So that could be a good opportunity for people. So conspiracy crypto, no, I don't know. Okay. All right. Is the bull market over? Chart? No, I don't think so. All right, fam. I'm going to leave it at that. It doesn't have to be too long. So that was an hour. For me, still bullish. Things are flat. I feel flat. My dopamine is like, when you have highs, your brain has to. I watched a podcast or I listened to a podcast, Diary of a CEO. Let's say, I thought it was quite fascinating and it really altered my perspective. So let's say this is a scale. Is this how scales look? Probably not, right? Pretty bad scale. So then if your brain is in a state of a heightened state, so let's say this is the dopamine side and this is happy and this is sad. So your dopamine's like way up. So your sadness is down here. So the scales are like, it's the other way. This should be the other way around, right? So it should be the other way around. So let's say this is your dopamine on this side because there's more dopamine. So what ends up happening is your brain, just by a function of nature, wants to reach homeostasis. So the scales, they don't go back to, actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's say that this is our balance state, homeostasis. Dopamine, negative, positive, negative, positive. So now when it returns, the brain wants to return to homeostasis. It cannot stay in heightened states all the time. So, but what ends up happening is it overshoots. So the negative side will go more. So it'll be like this, more like this, rather than it won't return to this. It won't go back to here. It will first do something like this. It will overshoot in the opposite direction. And so this is when you have this is why when you have a really big high, you'll end up having a big low. So because I'm now aware of this, I'm like, oh, okay, this is why I feel like this now. That awareness has really like altered my perspective. I'm trying to find things that are going to alleviate that as well. But yeah, the states of oh man, there was so many synchronicities last week. So many just like in that flow of like, holy shit, we're so blessed. And now I just feel so flat even talking about it. My brain is just like, can't muster the energy even to like express how awesome it was. Really weird feeling, really weird sensation. So pretty good. All right, we need coins to peg or reach parity to bring in the FOMO. That is, imagine when they reach their target and FOMO hits on the other coins too, and we flip some profits into them. Exactly, we do. And I'm still hopeful. I'm still thinking 3 to 6 months at least, minimum. You had a subscription with someone who was a globetard. Geron's crypto group. These bloody globetards. I mean, you know, if he's a globetard or if he's a flat earther, it shouldn't matter unless it somehow alters his perspective on the way that he's doing things. Remember, yeah, hockey stick, nice. Yeah, it seems like OG Web Chef. Is that an OG Web Chef one? It seems like those stuff are doing pretty good. So I'm in sad, but Bill Gates is blocking UK GB sun out. I'm in sad, but Bill Gates is blocking the UK sun out. Oh, Michael, you mean you're in your current mindset mood is in a saddened state, and you're saying that's because of Bill Gates blocking out the UK sun? That's no good. Yeah, that's no good, man. It's it sucks. Yeah, being sad sucks. Being sad very much sucks, but it will return to some form of homeostasis. I'm not laughing at you, Michael. Sorry, I just saw this comment here, so I'm going to go into this comment in just a moment. Your mind will return to homeostasis, and so the best thing that you can do is like nurture your brain back into the homeostasis state. One thing that I used to do a lot, and still to some extent now, when I'm a very emotional person. So when I feel really high, it has its pros and cons. When I feel really high, I'm really effing high. I'm really, really effing high. Like I'm unstoppable. Nobody can stop me. And not like I'm an alpha male. I'm going to the gym and I'm bench pressing like 5,000 kilos or whatever. Like not that unstoppable. Like I'm going to create 100 businesses and dominate and not like that. Just like life is profound. Anything can go my way because all that exists is the universe, and I cannot see anything else but the universe. My false self doesn't exist, and everything goes my way, but not my way, actually the way of the universe. And all I'm doing is just like getting out of the way, and the universe is just flowing through me, and it's effing profound. So then on the other, that gives me faith to project that out into the world. I'm like a shining light to the world with that faith. But then equally so, on the opposite side of the spectrum, because I'm so in my emotions, I also get really tired, like really dragged down by the negativity. So I've really learned that about myself. So I really try to force myself to try to eat well, try being the operative word, exercising, just doing that basic stuff, man. So I hope you get better very, very soon, Michael. What the hell is a flurf? What the hell? Flat earth, something or other? Flat, no, a flurf, a flat earther. Oh. Oh dear. How does the quantum world fit into how does quantum mechanics fit into flurf, being a flurf? Is it like opposed to it, or does it fit in naturally with it? Yeah, I'm curious about that. So it's so planetarium. So even from the perspective of planetarium, how does quantum mechanics fit into that? Do you guys embrace quantum mechanics? Do you embrace string theory? Do you embrace those kinds of concepts of like manifesting and true minds, terrarium? Yeah, I know what all those things are. Quantum mechanics is nonsense. Ether science is the truth of our realm. Okay, all right. Quantum ether science. Ether science. That's old mate. What's his name? What's his name? Fuck, he was on the. They had Walter Russell. Is that Walter Russell? The ether science? Is it? The theory was used for centuries, but was eventually. Who's this? Who's this pleb? Michelson Morley experiment. What a pleb! Disproved it. But is that Walter Russell? Is Aether got much energy wave theory? Oh, I'll have to have a look at this. What if it's both? What if it's all these things and we just our brains can't put it all together? What about that? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's like all of these things, but we just can't it's beyond our comprehension maybe. So Quantum of Consciousness YouTube channel. Highly recommend. Okay, I'll check that out. Thank you very much. All is accomplished without effort. For sure. Just going with nature's flow. Yeah, okay. Walter Russell understood the ether. I thought so. Okay, yeah. What was his name? The dude that was on the Joe Rogan the other day. Not the other day, but like a few months ago. And it went crazy. The actor guy. It was really good. It was a really, 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 really good talk, actually. So, yeah, ether, monads. Ether was also known as the fifth element or quintessence. It was believed to be weightless, transparent, frictionless, and undetectable. Ether theories were used to explain gravity and light propagation. Yeah, look, we're not interested in this. The failure of the experiment led to the development of the special theory of relativity. Well, yeah. It's less dense ocean, the power of hydrogen, pH. Okay. Everything's frequency. This I agree with. Okay, hang on. Quantum mechanics is nonsense. Ether science is the proof of our realm. Yeah, I mean, quantum mechanics could very well be nonsense. There's a lot of things about it that I do love. It really aligns with my conceptions about consciousness, particularly things around like like Schrodinger's cat, which really aligns with really whatever you believe becomes your reality. So I quite like that. I mean, I feel I have a good enough basic understanding of it. I wouldn't say I'm an expert by any stretch of the imagination. So true. Weaponized imaginations, possibly, yeah. But I do believe in everything is frequency. So MetaMask untags himself from the recent Richard Art post. People speculating Richard Art might be bringing his own wallet out soon. I hope so, because MetaMask suck wang. So I'm going to leave it at that. Everybody enjoy tonight. It's a Friday night, so everybody enjoy the rest of your Fridays. I'm sure it's going to be a Friday everywhere now. So everybody have a lovely Friday. Take care. I might watch that. What's that movie I saw Richard Hart post? The Game? Was it The Game or something? For the first time, I understood. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love PTGC. But for the very first time, I understood. This guy's great, Pete. Let's have a look what he's saying. Actually, I need to reshare this. Hang on a second. Let me reshare this. I just want to. Let's have a look at this for the lols. Pete's a funny guy. Shoot, what's going on here? Stop share, present. Here we go. I just want to hear what the sound is. Entire screen. There we go.
Fam, what's going on? You want some alpha? I'll give you some alpha. How about this? Our holder count keeps increasing. It's slow, fam. This is what a real coin looks like. We're a real community coming together around one coin. How many coins is Richard Hart going to release? How many core coins are there now, Crypto Coffee? Because we are coming together around one coin. That's why you have guys like Fast Abdul follows and likes everything I do. He's copying my style. He's desperate. You're talking about people on the inside of the Hexagon cabal, loving everything I do. They dream about being in our position because we are the best meme coin on PLS. And it's a meme coin super cycle. Mark my words. Because if Peter Parker, Bush did 9/11, Pt I fails, PLS fails, Richard Hart fails, it's all gone. So I ended Motley's career last week. Look at him today. He's crying like a little baby. Fam, we got to 1 million market cap with Stylo and David James. You don't think we can get to 100 million market cap in 2025? Then we've got many more people to come. Everything's collapsing around us. I've got big plans of increasing my position in 2025. I'm patient. And I suggest, you got to think real hard. We got the mind share. This is the only real coin I've seen. Everything else is hot garbage. Inside, Tangang's gone, fam. Who knows what the fuck they're doing? Who cares? This is the only real coin now. This everything. Look, some of us are gonna change our families' lives this year. Some of you won't make it. Have a good night. It's all gone. My words.
This is Peter Parker Bush did it. It's such a funny meme. Peter Parker Bush did 9/11 Kirby Pepe. What was I typing up here? Richard Hart win. Yeah, for the very first time, I understood people's frustrations with so they unfollowed. Yes, suck a wang, MetaMask, you bug-eating pieces of shit. Where was it? Oh, I don't know who this Cash Patel guy is. I mean, I'm not in America, so I don't know who this guy is, but everybody seems to be loving this Cash Patel dude. Yeah, the game. I'm gonna watch this tonight, but everybody for the first time I was like, this is what people outside of the pDAI community must think when they see people in pDAI connecting dots that aren't really there. That's what I thought when I saw people talking about PTGC, because I saw aliens and I was like, I bet you the PTGC community is going to jump all over this. maybe he is behind it. Maybe he's soft shilling it. I don't know, but yeah, I was just like, I understand now. I understand. I never understood. Like, why would you care? But now it's like, oh, when I saw all the PTG people, I was like, that's a stretch. That's a stretch. And this Barstool Solana, what a crock. What a crock. Ah. Why are you wanting to manifest lower prices? Well, PulseX. Yeah. So the boys can buy more. So the boys and gals can buy more. That's why. So the boys and gals can buy more, because if we believe in a dollar, then the lower it can go before that dollar mark and that send, the better. So, all right. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you very much, everybody. I might go watch this game movie. Take care.